Good day, everyone. Here we are. This is the episode number 4 of the Remembrance series with Donald Potter. The reason why we're doing this, there's more than just Remembrance Day once a year, where we do a salute to all the veterans. This series is for the entire year. We are wanting to highlight, we are wanting to feature, and to talk about Donald, first of all, along with the other veterans who exist across Canada. Our intentions is to be talking with people from Legions and to all the other veterans that are across our wonderful country. The last time Donald was on camera, he did mention to us that he had finally seen his brother, and on his side he was not in the best shape, and his brother was quite disappointed along with the other people from the ship.
The captain.
So before I let him talk, I wanted to say he has in his hand something that he will be showing you, and this is more than just a small operations. It is quite a challenge, but what we believe is that everything can be accomplished and everything can be resolved. And if I may say also, whenever we do each episode, this is really to give you a chance to see that on Steve TV, we take the time to feature what really matters. And we want you to be focused on that, and we want you to remember what we do. And we can do this with numerous other people. So I will let Donald explain further.
Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to emphasize that this file is well over 480 pages. It's years and years of documentations. It's years and years since 1969, 48 years of trying to get my medical help for a post-traumatic stress disorder, summonization disorder, major depression, anxiety depression, memory deficiency, hearing disability, fractures, abrasions, and lacerations, and a secondary fall in the hospital resulting from the fact that, as I once mentioned before, that the nurse would not let me know my brother was alive, nor let him know that I was alive, and we were twins at sea. 2 young lads who started in the Navy League Cadets at 9 years old and went up through the Army and Navy Cadets and into the Reserve and then into the regular force. We were very close. We did scuba diving together. We did communications together. The only way we separated, I was a drum major in the Royal Canadian Navy Band, and at that time, Chief Petty Officer McBain was the officer that was in charge of the band. He was only a Chief Petty Officer then, but he was the band instructor. Now, that's significant to what I'm going to go on to today, is where I left off when we were on ship. And that is where the captain and my twin brother had discussed the courses that I was going to take, and extremely poor medical condition that I was in. Now, we're going to let you be the judge in the next segment. We're leading up to the next segment where I will be asking you the questions. I will be asking you the questions that I am asking the DVA and the military to respond to. And I will be asking you these so you could be the judge. You could have a chance to participate and express your views as an old or as a new or a veteran, and how you feel. What are your emotions, and do you share the same emotions that I do. That will be in the next segment. But for the closing of this segment, or the carrying on of this segment, I will carry on from the fact that when I was on the HMC at Gatineau, I was not able to take the courses. And when I mentioned to you on February 10th, 1969, that the doctors said that I was not in shape, well, when I arrived on the Gatineau, they did another evaluation where I was in so bad shape that my brother, Douglas George Potter, had to do a lot of my communication shifts for me. I just couldn't. Within hours, I had to go and lay down once I got on the Gatineau. Within hours, they found out that I was so poorly in so poor health that I should have remained in hospital for an extended period of time. But being at sea, there's no way to transport me back to Maritime Command. We were out in Puerto Rico.
I think there's a point that I would like to bring to viewers as well. When he talks about participating, we are wanting to bring the justice, and we are wanting to bring the fairness, and we are wanting this to be serving as a communication tool. There could be possibly other people that have gotten to similar situations that we are not aware about. And I think it is important to be able to communicate such information, because people that have suffered, people that have been in situations will feel much more constructive, more positive, more relieved. And most certainly grieving from it will be easier because they have the chance to express themselves.
That being said, and you make a very good point. You make an extremely important point.
Yeah.
We want to open up the doors for all you veterans that are at home, in a hospital, in convalescent, or you're in suicidal feelings because nobody wants to listen to you, or you feel that you're abandoned and you feel that there's no route to opening. We want to open the door for you to have the chance to come along, come on board, be part of the series, express yourself, feel good about yourself, and listen to me. We are listening.
Important.
We are here for you. And you know what? I'm living the hell that you're living. I have all these ailments, and I've been fighting for 48 years, and I'm damn well not going to give up now. So, if I could reach out by helping myself, and you have to point your finger to you, like this, a friend of mine said, and he said, you know what, you got to point your finger to you, and you got to believe in yourself, and you got to say, I'm doing this for me.
That's right.
And maybe other people aren't going to do that, but maybe people aren't going to do anything for you if you don't point the finger to you first and say, you're going to make it. You're going to pass the crisis. You're going to do whatever it takes to get your energy and your positive thinking back.
There will be good that will be coming out of this.
Yes.
So, if I may ask you, within this segment, as we said, your brother saw you on the boat. So how about we continue within that, and then you tell us more within your documents here.
Now, furthermore in my documents, I was taking courses.
Yes.
When I was taking courses, I could not, as I said in the last segment, listen to Morse code, listen to the squelch, listen to even the guns going off were shattering to my ears, shattering to my head. It was impossible for me to take the courses, but they passed me on the courses anyway. They said that I had to work very hard. Well, you know what? In all sincerity, I did work hard. I did everything I can, but I did not pass those courses. Even though they did pass me on the courses, I did not pass those courses. My brother had to stand in for me. The truth is so distorted. I want to tell the truth as it is, because you know what? They sent me to sea prematurely, and when I left from the ship back to Montreal, I was in no better shape. But what happened when I got back to Montreal, it was a medical document, which I have here amongst all of these, that says Mr. Potter cannot be released from the Canadian Armed Forces unless and until he has a medical reassessment. And that had to be given over to the medical department of the Canadian Armed Forces. That was never done. That was in the summer of '69. Boy, it sounds like a song I know. But what happened during the summer of '69, and Petty Officer McBain, who had a tendency, and I don't say this without any hesitation whatsoever, every time he came on board, he was drunk out of his mind. He gave his orders, he was spitting in everybody's face, and he told me, "You're the band major. I want you to lead the band in the parade on Atlantic Sunday. You are to lead the band. We don't have another drum major." I said, "Sir, I am not in medical condition. I'm coming back from a serious accident. I am dizzy. I throw up. I cannot keep my balance, and I absolutely cannot act on parade in public in uniform, carrying and throwing and tossing a mace in front of the public, or even on base." He said, "Potter, Bandmaster Potter, you are given a direct order. You will lead the band." I said, "No, sir." He said, "This is the last time, or I could run you up on charges." I said, "Fine." I got dressed and I led the band. There was 250 on deck, and we went into the parade. And I was really scared. I was terrified because I didn't feel well, and I led the band. I tried to put the mace up in the air, and I did so correctly for a couple of times. And then, as we were getting to the center of the city of Montreal, Dominion Square, I tossed the mace. I saw a little boy run in front of me. I felt dizzy. I dropped the mace, and an elderly lady, I ran up, grabbed the mace that was shattered on the ground. She gave it to me, and my Chief Petty Officer McBain gave me downright hell in front of everybody. And then we got back to base. When we got back to base, we mustered on the deck, all of us, 240, 250, some odd people, all my peers, and we lined up for the closing ceremony. And what we did, he said, "Okay, Bandmaster, release the band." And this. Just prior to that, I'm sorry, he said to me, when I said I can't, and he says, "Why?" I said, "I cannot." You said that in front of 250 people and all the guests that were there during the parade, that I was a disgrace. You said outright, "Mr. Potter, you are a disgrace to the unit. You are a disgrace to the uniform. You are a disgrace to this parade, because you dropped the mace in the parade, and you literally let it go." I said, "I did not let it go. I dropped it, you're right, and there was a little boy running in front of me, and I wasn't going to let the mace hit him, and I felt totally out of balance. I didn't feel well at all, and you're forcing me to go into the parade I wasn't fit for. So he abused me. He ridiculed me. He took all my self-confidence and dignity and self-respect away from me, insulted me in front of everybody. And then when I said I could not release the band, he gave me the order 3 times. I said, I cannot. He said, why? I said, because you've disgraced me in front of everyone. How am I supposed to face my peers as you disgrace me in front of everybody? I said, I just can't look him in the face, sir. So he said, you will do it. And I said, sir, you are the disgrace. You are the one that comes out in uniform as the leader, supposed to be leading by example, and you are the one that spits in everybody's face as you give them orders when you're totally intoxicated. And I said, I cannot take the abuse anymore. I removed my hat and I removed myself, and I gracefully removed myself from the deck and said, I am leaving the military. So at that point, I excused myself and I left the base. And later on, around November, we left November 19th. We left the service. But what happened is, before we left the service, there were orders, which I have here, saying that I'm not allowed to be released without medical attention and it being provided to the D&D, Department of National Defense, and the Navy. They never did that. They were, as in the February 10th documents and on the documents of HMCS Gatineau Medical, where I was dizzy and I was even on HMCS Gatineau thinking of jumping over the rudder into the water and committing suicide. It was the priest that saved my butt. It was the priest, the padre of the ship, that saved my butt from doing that. And he stayed with me through the remainder of the cruise and encouraged me things would be better. But they said it would take months and more months before I'd be okay and I would be able to serve in any capacity. But that's contrary to everything they did in the hospital. That's contrary to everything they did to separate me from my brother and send him to sea ahead of me. It's contrary to everything the doctor said aboard the HMCS Marguerite on February 10th. And it's everything contrary to the medical advice of the doctors that were on the HMCS Donnacona. And the commanding officer is contrary to the orders of the commanding officer of HMCS Donnacona, who said I must have those medical examinations before I leave. So in closing this segment, I might add that there's a lot of things that happen in the Navy that are not accountable for. There's a lot of things that were done that are not acceptable and what I call as malpractice. And the final issue on this is that I'm doing this segment to enlighten the D&D, to enlighten the fact that I believe that there was a personal injustice to my brother and I. This case, although it happened on Civilian Road, it was done by another fellow officer in uniform. And then the second incident, me falling and trying to see my brother in the hospital, happened on military premises. And the fact that the other person escaped to sea using a military ship should have and must, I believe, implicate the military police to do an investigation why he was able to set sail aboard a Canadian frigate and not be held accountable by the military police for using the military base as an escape route.
That's correct. It's to use the, as you're explaining, the right judgment calls, and really taking the information for really what it is, and not just sweeping it away as you explained earlier. So this segment was good. I think that it's the different details from the story as we're hearing it that gets us to better understand the different elements in
Yes,
it.
but
And yes,
also,
go ahead.
but also I want to.
Yes.
I'm really dedicated
Yes.
to finding the two sailors and a
Yes.
taxi driver.
Right.
That's went, and they should be getting their medals for above and beyond the call of duty for saving our lives.
Correct.
I'm dedicated to doing this, and I really want people's help to help me find those people so they
Okay.
could be properly recognized.
Well, if I may add this, I will invite the taxi drivers, along with the other people that were involved, and all the people that have either seen the scene or have heard any information, to contact us, because as he said, it is important to recognize the people who have been helping out, and it is important to provide them the chance to most certainly see you and see that you're alive, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
So anyone who has information, as we said, we're wanting this to be more than just informative. We're wanting this to be interactive. We look forward whenever people watch the episodes to be able to connect, to be able to better understand what. I think it would even be great that either people from the military or who are connected with the military could also say to us, well, this is what can be done, or there's been a similar case before, and this is what's been happening. So we're going to close, as he was saying, the segment today on this part. Now, we definitely look forward to hear more. What we've also decided to do is to divide this into chapters. You will learn all the information, and I will even say the different people that have been with you at that time. We know that when it's been so many years, there are people that that are still connected with us, and some other time other people that's whenever they see us on TV, the first thing they think about is, oh my, I'm so glad he's still alive, I would love to connect with him. So by all means, most certainly contact us on SteveTV.tk directly. We have a contact us page. You can send us an email. You can connect with us, and we'll definitely ensure that Donald Potter here receives the information. So stay tuned for more for the next upcoming segment. Donald, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.